My name is Terry Donald. I live in St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm self-employed. I'm a contractor, a hauler. I'm married. I have a grown daughter who lives out of state, and I'm 56 years old. Our business is, there's a number of things. I do hauling for people, a lot for realtors, individual homeowners, people who flip houses. I do demolition, interiors of houses and apartments. My wife buys and sells antiques. She sells at a local antique mall as well as on eBay. Years ago, I worked a regular job and had health insurance regularly through the company. When I became self-employed, it was kind of a year-to-year thing. If we thought we needed it, if we could afford it, we would get it. Most of the time I had it, probably in the 14 years since I left regular employment, I've not had insurance for 4 of those years. When you're self-employed, one of the things you have to do is every year, or you had to do, is every year you wanted to renew your insurance. Whether you liked it or not, you had to go through the process again. If you stayed with the same company, you could just carry over all of the tedious questioning, but you have to budget it. Was I priced out of health insurance the years that we didn't have it? Yes, because my wife has some pre-existing conditions. There were always struggles before ACA with that particular issue. What changed when ACA came online? You just didn't have to do that anymore. That part of the questioning was gone. You said, here's my name, here's where I live, here's how old I am, and the healthcare.gov, the website, spelled everything out for you. There it was. These are the different choices that you have of companies, and down here in Florida there was a fairly good number of companies available, and here are the different choices that they offer, the different levels of insurance. The difference between having and not having, it's night and day. It is one of those things that it's hard to compare it to something else because it gives you the peace of mind to have it where you don't have to worry about, am I going to be able to afford to go to the doctor? In September, I tripped in the yard and knocked my leg against a sharp edge on a trailer that I have, and about a week later I developed a staph infection. I very easily could have lost a leg. They told me that the worst thing that could have happened is that the infection would have gotten into the bone. And I thought, after the fact, would I have done the same thing had I not had insurance, or if I had a catastrophic care policy, which would have had a deductible of $12,000, $13,000, $14,000? Would I have done something different? It's hard to say. My reality is, if the Supreme Court decides that that phrase in the Affordable Care Act rules me out for a subsidy, I will go back to deciding yearly whether to sign up for a health insurance policy and monthly whether I can pay the premium, and possibly end up on the indigent care rolls where my health care will be completely at taxpayer expense instead of the way it is right now, handled between the insurance companies, me, and the healthcare provider, just like every other person in the country. To the Supreme Court, I would say I wish in one case that public opinion might be able to sway you. If you could just sit down and talk to the millions of people who now have insurance through the ACA and didn't before, you would see how good this is for our country.